What's up YouTube, Windergard here, doing probably my final video for Project Diablo 2, for the interim anyways. Who knows what the future brings, but for now this will be the last one until we push, while we push into Diablo 2 Resurrected. As of recording today, that will be out Thursday morning the 23rd at my time 11 a.m. so I will be hitting that as soon as it drops. But for now we're going to wrap up Project Diablo 2 with this video, and basically I'm going to just do some final thoughts on what I thought of playing the mod and what's expected in Diablo 2 Resurrected, and we're going to go through a few items that I got. And I actually changed it up a little bit. I've been running maps again, and I got some un-ID'd items that are top tier, and we're going to ID them and then slam and possibly puzzle box. I did find one puzzle box finally, first one I've gotten, and maybe if one of them or one of the items is worth it, we'll throw the puzzle box on it, which hopefully it will be. I did get an Ashuda's. It's still un-ID'd, so I don't know if it's a +3. It is best in slot for the lightning build that I have, so cross my fingers, everything slams, and then puzzle box as well, and that will be a final upgrade on this sorceress before I move into Resurrected. Some thoughts on Project Diablo 2. The mod is awesome. There's a lot of quality of life things that I enjoyed that hopefully Blizzard will eventually incorporate into Resurrected. There are some things that they have done that are definitely in the right direction, but there's still some work to be done. Resurrected is still going to have some issues with space, as most of you probably already know. There's no way to stack runes and gems and such right now. They did say that they will be making that something to be added later in the future. There was no way for that to be made by release, but they will be dropping that into Resurrected at some point. So we have that to look forward to, but right now we're looking at your main inventory space, which is 10 by 10. It's not as big as this. It's probably going to cut off, let's see, 10 spaces, so right about here. So little over half of what Project Diablo 2 has. So spacing will be an issue. They did add shared tabs. As of beta, there was 3 shared tabs, which will make muling a lot less difficult and potentially hazardous, because I've lost a ton of stuff, as I'm sure several people have done before. Trying to mule, server disconnects, you get a realm down from logging in too quickly, and you lose potentially everything you have on the ground. I've done that many times and lost some really good gear. But being that there will be shared tabs, you can use one for muling, and maybe one for runes, one for gems. I'm not sure how I'm going to break it up just yet. From what I've researched, with beta, there was an 18 character limit. They have not said either direction if it's going to be the same or more. So eventually spacing will be an issue. Most Diablo 2 players, I think, are pack rats and just stash stuff away constantly. So spacing, if they don't up the character count for the per account, you can still make accounts, but then you're going to have to go back to the old way of muling, where you would have to drop stuff on the ground and try and rejoin a game. I don't know if the 5-minute rule still applies, where it takes 5 minutes for the game to be able to save to the point where you can go in and out of it. So that hasn't been cleared up, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, they could potentially add more tabs for shared inventory. And again, it's either 18 or 20 character limit right now. That's what beta had. And I'm not sure that they are going to increase that or not. I think I read in Reddit somewhere that there was a post or tweet by Blizzard that they would be adding more character slots, but I haven't been able to confirm that. So we'll see how that goes. Another thing with Project Diablo 2, the magic find capability in this game is a lot higher. And what I mean by that, even what I have here in this inventory, I have an UNID grandfather, an Ashudas, UNID legendary mallet, UNID rack. I mean, this stuff here took me 2 days to accumulate. In Diablo 2, that's near impossible to get in weeks. I mean, these are top tier items, and I got them in 2 days. Just running maps, which of course are not going to be available in Resurrected. But even in the standard Magic Find areas, you're not going to get these kind of drops. My Magic Find is at, where is it at? 358, which is easy to gain in Diablo 2. I did it. I probably had higher. I think I had plus 400 on my Cold Sork back in the day, and you didn't get anywhere near the drops that I have even here. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a culture shock for people that have played strictly the mods and going into Diablo 2 Resurrected. I think they're not going to be ready for the grind that is required to get the gear you need. It's not even going to be close. So that could probably turn some people off. I'm curious to see how that affects the community. Say a month in and you're still grinding and you haven't found any decent gear. That could be a problem. I could see that potentially turning off the mod players and pushing them back into like Project Diablo 2. I think there's another one. I don't know if it's still running. I forget the name. But I can see it potentially pushing players back to that, because Project Diablo 2 has a lot of stuff on their board for future releases, so they're still working on it. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm really curious to see if there's like the initial spike, and then as people find it hard to get gear, it falls off. I know a lot of the old school players, that's just what they're used to, and they will just keep on swinging at it. But I think some of the players that have not really gotten into the original game and are playing the modded games, they are going to be turned off by the lack of gear that drops. And not to say that you won't get lucky and find stuff. It's just a lot longer grind than what they'll probably be used to. I literally got in an argument with somebody. I forget which video it was. It was something about beginner rune words for when you start playing, and they seem to think that they could have an infinity within the first week. And he was either the biggest troll ever or oblivious to what the grind will entail. I mean, you're talking about 2 burrs, a mal, and an ist. You're lucky if you find a burr first month. I mean, there'll be the lucky players that hit 1, but to hit 2 in a week, that's impossible. I mean, I found 3 in a couple weeks here on Project D2, but that might be the norm for the modded games. That's definitely not the case for the original. And from what I understand, they did not touch the loot system. That will still be the same as before. So I can see people being turned off by it. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to put in the grind. I've really enjoyed playing Project Diablo 2. It's been a lot of fun. It's a lot more rewarding to be able to get the items quicker, I think. You get that little adrenaline rush every time you see something drop, and it happens more often. So that's pretty cool. So it was a lot of fun. But I'm going to say goodbye to it for now. I was able to connect with a couple players here in the past week, and was able to set them up on some pretty nice gear. And if you'll see, I don't have any of my high runes except for some golds. One of my subscribers hit me up, and I dropped what high runes I had on me at the time onto him. He didn't ask for them. I just gave them to him, and But I mean, they're just going to sit on this inventory. So um, I'll be playing up until Resurrected, so the next day and a half or so. So again, if you see me online, hit me up. If I'm not using it, if it's not here, I will give it to you. So, like I'm gonna ID some of these things here, and if you want any of it, it was kind of funny. I got two Iraqs in back-to-back match map runs. I'm wearing one now. I gave one I had to another player, so I went ahead and corrupted this one, which is it didn't actually give me a decent slam, but it actually was 13 versus 15 on this one as far as FCR. So it was a little bit of an upgrade. So I gave the other one to the same player I gave my runes to. Um, and again, I have another one. Okay, that's cool. Let me get reconnected and we'll try this. Well, let's just go in. Yeah, happens while I'm recording. That's neat. Okay, back to my point. I have an unID'd rack. So we'll be IDing this in this video. And I'm gonna slam it. If it doesn't brick, I'll let somebody have whichever one. I'm keeping the better one, of course, but whichever one I don't use, I'll let somebody have. Um, if this Ashutas ends up being an upgrade over my Oculus, I will let somebody have the Oculus, and so on and so forth. Anything I have that I'm not using and it's not in this slot up, these slots up here, I will let you have. So with that, and just what I mentioned about Resurrected, I will be seeing you guys on there. Next video will be from Resurrected. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and do my last little bit that I normally do, except I'm going to ID these items, and then we're going to slam them, and again, potentially puzzle box if it's worth it. So first things first, let's hit these that are already ID'd. ID'd. Oh, this. I don't know if the assassins actually use this anymore. It used to be top tier. I had a perfect roll Bartuk sitting in inventory that I had found early on. Never even paid attention to the rolls because I don't use them. But it's actually a 2309. It's a perfect roll Bartuks. So we're going to go ahead and slam that as well. And I'll go ahead and stick that in there. All right, let's get started with it. We'll do the tucks first. No brick. Life after hit. So this is martial arts. I would assume that's actually pretty good then. Okay. Another Trang armor. It's a +2. No brick. Added lightning resist. Now this is actually the first Skin of the Viper that I've actually found this entire season. It's a low roll one, but this used to be one of my favorite armors in D2. So we'll go ahead and slam it. No brick. Hit recovery, I guess potentially good. Found another Arcane Valor. This one's a +2 though. It rolled a lot higher than the other one I had. If you see there, it's +2. It's 174 out of potential 180 on ED, enhanced defense, not damage. And physical damage reduced is 13 out of potential 15. No brick. Oh, okay. Well, if that's used, that's nice because that's another plus skill. That's pretty sick. Not sure if it's even used, but looks good. Mav Helm. No brick. Cold resist. So does that mean it's just going to break my good items? Okay, let's move these over. Oops. We'll ID these as we go. All right, so first one is a towel. Oh wait, well, I don't know why I thought that was a towel. Okay, forget about that one. I'm not gonna mess with it. This is a Dungo. Um, perfect roll on fizz damage reduce and replenish life. That's not bad. It's not a bad. No brick, extra gold. All right, let's do. Okay, so this dropped off a T2 map boss, so I'm pretty sure that has the potential for Schaefer's. So let's see what we get. Of course not. It's a high roll. It's a pretty high roll. We'll go ahead and do it anyways. Wow. Okay, so it got enhanced damage 431 and attack rating. Says doesn't have skills. I mean, on a Schaefer's that would have been awesome. Well, I don't know off the top of my head if Schaefer's has skills, but I know nobody uses that. But it's kind of cool roll on it. All right, the grandfather. It rolled a 4 out of 5 on war cries. ED is really low. 3 sockets. Alright, yeah, right when I'm about to stop playing, I get all the good slams. Alright. Iraq. It's another 15, so that's the same as my previous. This almost looks exactly the same. Now this one has a little more defense, but that's it. 9 max mana, 6 max mana. Alright, so this one's not as good as mine, so if it slams and doesn't brick, I'll give this one away. Replenish life. Still in Iraq though, so hit me up if you want it. Last item. A +1 to shoot us. That's just awesome. It rolled low. Pretty much across the board. Still, the shoot us. Let's slam it. -33 requirements. Yeah, that's pretty much a useless one. So nothing here worth puzzle boxing, I don't think. Maybe the Bartux? Maybe the Valor. Yeah, it's +3 skills. Let's puzzle box this. It's +3 skill. That's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and puzzle it. 2 sockets. That potentially is a GG item. I don't play melee characters. I'm not sure if that would be used. +3 skills, that's kind of hard to beat, and now it has 2 sockets in it. That's potentially pretty nasty. Guess we'll see. Hit me up if you want it. I think I'm going to take one more swipe at this Grand Charm. It's not going to do anything for me. Guarantee it. Yep. Oops. Meaning to do that. Oh, last item. I thought this small charm, you know, back in the day, the 32020s was the most duped charm, potentially. But I got a, where's it at? A 31820 Of course, it's 2 to 36 on the AR. I'm pretty sure that's just a PD2 thing, but that's pretty damn close. Thought it was a cool charm. Uh, Worth mentioning. It's up for grabs too if you want it. All right, I think that'll do it. We're going to wrap it up here with Project Diablo 2. Might be back at a later point. We'll see how that goes. For now, I will be starting Resurrected on Thursday the 23rd at 11 a.m. Eastern. Won't be streaming. Potentially will get into that at some point. For the leveling grind, that just seems kind of boring to watch somebody level. But once I get into where I get my stuff tricked out, I will probably set that up. It's going to be a sorceress. I'm going to go in. I'm not sure yet. I'm probably going to level cold and then switch to lightning once I get a little bit of gear. I really enjoyed the lightning. I haven't played it that much, but it was a lot of fun playing this setup. So I'll probably switch to that at some point. I will probably, I'm going to grind it pretty hard. So I can't see it taking more than a couple days to get through hell. And from that point, I'll be farming for gear just like we normally do, but in a much prettier game. So that's what we're going to leave it at that. I will probably post dailies once I get into Resurrected. Mainly just highlights of what might have happened, where I'm at, and kind of go from there. If you enjoy watching the videos, give me a like, subscribe, comment, hit me up online. I'm at Windergard. Will be the same on Resurrected, and we'll leave it here. You guys have a great day. Keep on farming.